While my mom was terminally ill, I realized my dad had been cheating the whole time. His mistress is now part of the family. I'm being excluded. While my mom was terminally ill, I slowly realized my dad had been cheating on her the whole time. I kept it a secret from my mom to spare her the heartbreak. Now his mistress is fully integrated into my dad's side of the family, and I'm being quietly excluded from gatherings because she's there. My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer when I was 22. She'd never smoked a day in her life. The doctor said sometimes it just happens. She fought for 14 months. Chemo, radiation, clinical trials. She lost her hair, then her appetite, then her ability to walk to the kitchen without sitting down halfway. I moved back home to help. I cooked her meals, drove her to treatments, held the bucket when the nausea hit, and read to her at night when she couldn't sleep. My dad was there too, physically. He'd sit in the living room while I handled everything in the bedroom. He'd check on her once or twice a day, pat her hand, and then disappear. He said he was running errands. He said he needed air. He said he had meetings. There were a lot of meetings for a man who worked from home. The first sign was the phone. He started taking calls outside, walking to the end of the driveway, turning his back to the house. He'd come back inside smiling, which was strange because his wife was dying in the next room. The second sign was the receipts. I did the laundry one afternoon and found a receipt in his jacket for a restaurant I'd never heard of. 2 entrees, a bottle of wine, dessert, $140. My mom hadn't eaten a real meal in 6 weeks. The third sign was the perfume. He came home one night smelling like something floral. My mom's perfume bottles had been sitting untouched on her dresser since the diagnosis. That wasn't hers. I didn't confront him. I should have, but my mom was getting worse every week and I couldn't bring myself to add more pain to a house that was already drowning in it. I told myself maybe I was wrong. Maybe the calls were work. Maybe the receipt was a client lunch. Maybe the perfume was from a coworker who hugged him. I lied to myself so I could keep holding my mother's hand without screaming. My mom passed on a Wednesday in April. I was next to her. My dad was in the living room. He came in after I called his name. He stood at the foot of the bed and cried. I believe he loved her. I also believe he betrayed her every chance he got. 6 weeks after the funeral, my dad introduced the family to a woman named Christine. He said they'd been friends for a while. He said she'd been a great support during a hard time. She looked at me and smiled like she expected me to welcome her. I stared at her and saw every late night phone call, every fake errand, every restaurant receipt. I saw the perfume. I knew exactly who Christine was. She wasn't new. She'd been there the whole time. I pulled my dad aside. How long? He said. It's not what you think. How long, Dad? He looked at the floor. About 3 years. 3 years. My mom was sick for 14 months of that. He was cheating on a woman with cancer. A woman who couldn't get out of bed. A woman who trusted him to be in the driveway taking work calls while he was whispering to someone else. I said Mom didn't know. He said no. I said good, because it would have killed her faster than the cancer did. He told me not to be dramatic. I said, you brought your mistress to a family dinner 6 weeks after burying your wife. Don't talk to me about dramatic. Christine moved in 3 months later. My dad's side of the family accepted her quickly. Too quickly. My aunt hosted a barbecue and Christine was there pouring lemonade like she'd always been part of the family. My uncle shook her hand and said, welcome aboard. Nobody mentioned my mom. I showed up to Thanksgiving at my grandma's house and Christine was sitting in my mother's chair. Literally the same chair my mom sat in every year. I stood in the doorway and nobody told her to move. I didn't sit down. I said I wasn't feeling well and left. After that, the invitation slowed down. My cousin's birthday party, I found out about after. My aunt's anniversary dinner, I wasn't told. A family brunch at my dad's house, I saw photos on Facebook. Christine was in every single one of them. My dad called and asked why I'd been distant. I said, you replaced Mom. You put another woman in her chair and her house and her family, and everyone let you do it. I'm not going to sit across the table from the woman you were sneaking off to see while I was holding Mom's hair over a bucket. He said Christine makes him happy. I said, Mom made me happy, and she's gone. And nobody in this family seems to remember she existed. He got quiet. Then he said, you can't hold on to the past forever. I said, it's not the past, Dad. It's my mother. I don't go to family gatherings on his side anymore. My grandma calls sometimes and says she misses me. I say I miss her too. But I'm not going to sit in a room where Christine has taken my mother's place and smile like it doesn't destroy me. My mom deserved better. She deserved a husband who held her hand instead of someone else's. And she deserved a family that remembered her longer than 6 weeks.